The Earth is flat. Yes, the Earth is flat and even sharp. Let's discover why and how in this video. Welcome to this new video. I'm Riccardo, I'm Musicus Practicus, and today we have a very beautiful upgrade here in the Musicus Atelier, but we are here to answer a very interesting question. This question is a very interesting question under the last video of about Fedele Fenaroli Partimenti. And this is the question. Luis Carlo Pinedo always have very interesting questions, and this is: the system using planets is from the Renaissance? Because probably we're talking about planets and music. The answer is yes, not only the Renaissance, from the Renaissance, but even before. Consider that in the Greeks like Pythagoras and other musici of the ancient Greek, they studied music in terms of proportions, mathematics, and even astronomy. Even in the Middle Ages, all the musici used to study the quadrivium, trivium and quadrivium. In the quadrivium, which is part of the Middle Ages education system, in the quadrivium there are 4 subjects to study: arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. So the relationship between music and astronomy is very strong. Even Kepler, we are later in that period, in his book Harmonices Mundi, which is a book divided into 5 books, the third part of this book, the entire third part, is dedicated to describing the motion of the planets according to music. In fact, this is a very interesting Italian translation of the third part, and if we scroll, because there are 500 pages, so let's scroll, let's stop somewhere, we can see how musical proportions are used by Kepler to describe the motion of the planets. Here. So the relationship between music and astronomy is very big and important in the Middle Ages and in the Renaissance. Even here there is a very interesting book which is only in Italian, called Ars Musica, la concezione della musica nel Medioevo. So how in the Middle Ages they conceived music. And there are a lot of examples and relationships with the planets. But today I want to talk to you about one very particular thing, which is one of the most interesting things. Because did you know that the names of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, are organized not according to the order of the planets, but according to the 8 tones of Cantus Firmus? Did you know this? No. I'm pretty sure you didn't know this, even if you have studied in the Cantus Firmus path on the Musicus Practicus Academy, because in chapter 10 we talk about this. But since this is a very beautiful topic, I want to talk to you about this today. So we are here just to let you know Cantus Firmus in the second step of the Renaissance Musicus. Okay, and we are in chapter 10, so about the affect and ethos, where we study the affect and ethos of the toni of the 8 tones, and so the capitals of Abbelio Cruni, Matteo Cofferati, Giovanni Avella. We read a lot of sources, and in particular there is one thing where we need to focus on. For example, let's go here in our chapter 10. So recording, Cantus Firmus, we need chapter 10, and we are at this point. Now, I won't explain all of this because the explanation is very long and it's part of the course. But each planet corresponds to specific tones, and the order of the planets in the Renaissance is the following one. In the Renaissance, this is the Ptolemaic system, the ancient system. So we have the Earth, then we have the Moon, which is a planet in this system, then we have Mercury. So Mercury would be Wednesday. And as you can see, Terra, Earth, is not a day of the week, but then we have Monday, Wednesday, then we have Venere, Venus, so Friday, then we have the Sun, so Sunday, Mars, so Tuesday, then Jove, Jovis, so Thursday, and Saturno, so Saturday. something is strange if we compare the order of the planet according to the Ptolemaic system, so the distance of the planet from the Earth according to the days of the week. But the ancient positions from the Greek, because here Avella in these sources is talking about Greeks, is explaining the relationship between all the tones. And the Greek divided these planets into 4 superior planets and 3 inferior planets. In very simple words, the superior planets are hot and warm, the inferior planets are cold and humid. So they tend to compensate. And we start with the primus tonus, the first tone, which is the sun. So the sun is D, corresponds to D. That's why Sunday is the first day of the week. Even in some calendars today, but we are in the Renaissance. In the Renaissance, the Sunday is the first day of the week, Dies Domini. Then the primus tonus is mitigated by the secundus tonus, the plagalis, protus authenticus, protus plagalis, Dorian, Hippodorian, Doricus, Hippodoricus. And so the secundus tonus corresponds to the moon, A. That's why Sunday, Monday, happy days. No, then we have another planet, which is the third tonus, and is Mars. So one of the superior planets, the second of the superior planets, Mars, which is Tuesday, martedì, dies Martis in Latin. And the quartus tonus is Mercurio, mercoledì, dies Mercurii, and so Wednesday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we have Thursday, giovedì, Giove, Iovis, dies Iovis, followed by dies Iovis is the quintus tonus. Fare, quintus tonus sic incipit. Then followed by the sextus tonus, which is Venere, Venus, Friday. Sextus tonus sic incipit et sic flectitur, et sic mediatur, et sic finitur, if you want to sing the sextus tonus. Then Friday, sextus tonus, we have the 7th tonus, which is Saturday, and then we start again. We lack of the octavus tonus. Why? Because the octavus tonus is in the starry sky after the last planet, Saturno, so Saturday. This is an ancient thing, so after the 7th planet, which is also a metaphor of the life, you have the beginning, Luna, and then you arrive after the Septimus tonus, where there is, after the death, the Octavus tonus, we hope, the starry sky, the heaven. So this is why the days of the week are organized according to the 8 tones, or in this case 7 tones of Cantus Firmus, and not according to their order in the Ptolemaic system from their distance from the Earth. So music is very important in terms of even astronomy, and then that's why they thought that specific tones had different affect and effect on human mind, on psychology, on our emotions. That's why, because the planets, each planet corresponds to a specific tone. Then they started to introduce different tones, different skies. For example, here we have an excerpt by another source with different system. This is the Caelum Tictonis, where here we have the Earth, Terra, in the center. Then we have the Caelum Copernicum, and here it's totally different. We have the Sol in the center. Then we have the Zodiacus Sonorus here with the Zodiacus, as you can see, Dis, Emi, Fa, Fis, Geut, Gis, Are, Bemi, all the notes. But in the oldest one, which is this one, Caelum Sonorum Ciceronis, as you can see, we have the ancient order, the Terra, Earth, Luna, Are, the Proslambanomenos in Greek, Mercurius, Bemi, Hypate, Hypaton, Venus, Cephaut, Paripate, Hypaton, Sol, de Sol Re, Lycanos, Seu, Diaton, Hypaton, ok? Yes, correct. Mars est l'ami hypate meson, Jupiter F aut paripate meson, Saturnus G sol reut, Lycanos seu diatonos meson. Then, besides all these Greek names, which I'm not an expert of Greek terminology and Greek music, but in the Renaissance, the relationship between the modes, the 8 tones, it's better to say the 8 tones, and the scale and the effect that these tones have in our mind is very important. Then, this is a very big topic, more regarding philosophy and musica teorica than musica pratica. Here we are musici pratici, but in order to choose the correct tonus to write a cantus firmus, or in order to identify why a specific melody is in that tonus, it's even important to know a little about musica teorica. That's why in the cantus firmus level of the Musicus Practicus Academy Renaissance path, there is an entire chapter dedicated to the affect and the ethos of the 8 tones, because it's something very important from an ancient point of view. And consider that these things have been taught up to the 19th century. For example, one of the books we study here is a book by Vincenzo Belli, which is at the end of the 18th century. So there are things that then in the 19th century, with the Solesme restoration, they started to be hidden in the educational system. Okay, now this is to answer Charlie's question, which are always interesting questions because we can delve in more interesting topic. Then to learn more about this, start the solmization path. Go here on this website. You can find, of course, all the info in the description, where you can find the solmization level that you can start. So courses, solmization, which is the first level of the Renaissance path. Then after studying solmization, you have 2 levels free. You can learn a lot of content free, a lot of things for free. Then you can continue with the entire path and learn Renaissance music as if you had lived in the Renaissance. This is an introitus of the first irregular tones, primus tonus irregularis. This is a melody of the sextus tonus perfectus mixtus imperfectus. And this is a melody of the primus tonus perfectus commixtus imperfectus major with the 7th. In the education of the Renaissance musicus, which actually extends up to the beginning of the 19th century, after learning solmization, cantus firmus was a very fundamental step. Cantus firmus is the Gregorian chant as it was practiced in that period. But with cantus firmus we mean much more. We mean the study of the melodies, the 8 and 9 ecclesiastical tones, perfectus, imperfectus, authenticus, plagalis, the study of toni mixti and commixti, mixed and commixed, and also toni irregulares, irregular tones. The study of the 9 and not 8 psalm tones. The study of the effect that these tones have on our mind and in the sounding universe. And many other things that you can discover downloading the free ebook that I've prepared for you, where you can discover all the things you can learn in each chapter of this step of your initiatory journey to become a musicus practicus of the Renaissance. So don't waste your time. Go to this link and get your ebook.